By the time everything finally worked out, she was no longer part of the plan, not because she failed him but because he never made room for her in the first place. If this opening already feels uncomfortably familiar, tap that like button right now. I guarantee someone else needs to hear this today. And your like helps them find it. Daniel believed in progress more than promises. He measured life in milestones, degrees earned, deals closed, targets hit, and right beside him, quietly adjusting her pace to his, was Alara. She believed in timing, in patience, in building something special together in the beginning. Daniel absolutely admired her calm. He even called her his rock, the one who kept him grounded. What he didn't seem to notice was how often she had to pause her own dreams just to support his. Every year came with a new reason to wait. It was always after the promotion. Then after the big move. Then after we achieve financial stability. Alara learned to celebrate his wins on her own, all while telling herself that her turn would eventually come. She wasn't the type to make demands. She never threatened to leave. She simply asked the tough questions that made him uncomfortable. Where is this relationship going? When do I finally fit into your grand plan? But Daniel always answered with empty reassurances instead of real action. The breaking point wasn't a huge fight, it was a simple invitation. Alara was offered a life-changing opportunity, the very one she had delayed for years. A life that didn't require her to shrink herself down to fit into his world. She waited, hoping for Daniel to say, "Let's figure this out together." Instead, he just said, "Now isn't the right time." That night, she realized something devastating. The future he was so busy building had no space for her. If you have ever waited for someone to finally choose you, comment "I felt this" down below. Please don't stay silent. Let's support each other. Alara didn't leave in a fit of anger. She left with crystal clear clarity. She packed her things carefully. She even thanked him for what they had and sincerely wished him well. Daniel just assumed that a little distance would bring perspective. He thought she would return once her emotions had settled down. What he completely failed to understand was that clarity doesn't just fade away. Years later, Daniel had everything he once wanted. The career, the recognition, the future he'd designed, but there was no one there to share it with. He saw Alara by chance one day. She was confident, fulfilled, and beautifully present in her own life. He tried to apologize for the delay. She just replied softly, "You didn't delay, you decided." And for the very first time, he understood that ambition without intention can still cost you everything. Share this story with one person you know who keeps postponing what truly matters most. Sometimes people don't leave because they stop loving. They leave because they finally stopped waiting. Subscribe for more real stories just like this about love, choices, and the moments that change everything, and be sure to watch the next story that's already waiting for you. Thanks for watching.